Hey everyone, Laszlo here. I'm making this video because for a very long time I wanted to show you why I got excited about Docker, what was the main reason I started experimenting with this technology. And the main reason is basically how well I can work locally. Basically, I will never have to install any software component locally anymore. And to show you that, I have a very simple Spring application here, which is built by Cradle. It's a very common app. I just cloned it from my GitHub repository, and yeah, as a fresh install, I just want to make it run. So let's see how it works. And you would typically expect that it just doesn't work on its own, and so I will get an error, which is true. It doesn't run out of the box, and sadly I don't have any documentation to it, but it's a very common error that PostgreSQL is missing on my computer, which is true. I don't run it locally. So I could install that Postgres myself, but let me use Docker for that purpose. In the application YAML file, I can see that it is expecting Postgres on localhost, a username, and the password is also provided here. So let me just try to find a Docker image on Docker Hub. There are a lot of official images here, which are usually trustworthy, but keep an eye out. Yeah, as you can see, there are different versions available, and typically there is a command, a one-liner, which you can just copy and paste and run Postgres on your machine in Docker. So let's name it my Postgres 1. It has an environment variable with the general password, with what I'm going to set to this value. And if you look on Docker Hub, there are some common configuration options here. Postgres password, you've seen this one, and Postgres user and Postgres DB, which is very interesting. So if I set Postgres user to books and Postgres DB _DB to books, and I am offering the port 5432 on my local machine, this should get me started pretty fast. So let me look at this one. It shows that this Docker container is running, and by docker logs -f and then my Postgres 1, I can see that basically the database system is ready to accept connections. That's brilliant. It's still running, so let me just rerun my Spring Boot app, and let's see what's going to happen now. I'm hoping that it can access the Postgres DB, which we will see in a bit. Okay, there is an error, but in this case it's a different error. It requires a Redis as well. So let me just look into the application config. It's on localhost on the standard Redis port. So let me just find a Redis image as well. And there is an official Redis image, great, with different versions again. And there is a very simple Docker run name Redis and so on comment here. Let's just name it my Redis 1. I want to offer the port on my local host as well, so expose the port, and it's running in the background. Cool. So now 2 containers are running. You can see how fast it was, and just to make sure it's running fine, let's look into my Redis 1. And again, server is now ready to accept connections. Great. So let's see what my app says this time. It should be probably almost ready to run, but let's see. Okay, it said that it started up in 10 seconds. Let me just go. There is another error, which is basically, oh yeah, the relations are missing. In this app, I saw that there was a flyway schema defined, and I think, yeah, there is the build Cradle. Yeah, so I can use just Cradle to set the initial schema. So Cradle W, and then flyway migrate. This will create my initial schema, so my app will be ready to go. Okay, it is done. Let me start up the app again, and this time hopefully everything will be just fine. Okay, it is up, and yes, okay, so this time this is coming from the DB. I saw that before. So basically what you just saw is that I installed nothing on my machine, but I had 2 Docker containers running, and it was fast and it was easy, and basically, yeah, this is just so convenient. And it also has some characteristics that I can share this environment with others as well, either by sharing these Docker run statements in like the README Markdown file, or I could pre-bake an image, maybe with data as well. So in this Docker file, I base everything on Postgres 9.4, and then I run an init script, which is like a documented extension point of this image. And in this shell script, I just create the users and databases and stuff. So it's not the Postgres root or admin user what I'm using locally, which is great. And basically, it was a lot faster than a VM, which is cool. Also, it is consuming a lot less memory and all the things, so it's very convenient. And actually, Docker recently published a very nice self-paced training, which is like a video course, and you can get started yourself very easily. Here it is. It's on training.docker.com self-paced training. I looked at those videos, and they are very, very good. It was just launched, I think, a week ago or 2 weeks ago, and I think it's a very nicely made, nicely done video course. Cool. So that was it. So I think Docker is really here now for local development. Definitely, I think it's gonna be as common as Git or as common as Maven in the Java land. So I think you should really look into this, and hope you gonna enjoy it yourself too. Cool. Yeah, that was it, and take care. Bye.